slide on in. You are now tuned in to Black Deth 101, where the streets talk and the reels roll. This ain't just a podcast, baby. It's a revolution with rhythm. Now let's get into it.
Here we go. Welcome to the Black Deth 101 podcast, where the streets talk and the reels roll. We dissect our favorite Blaxploitation films that saved Hollywood and still influence it today. I am your host, Nubius Black, and giving him 5 on the right-hand side, my brother from another mother, Johnny Deth. What's up, brother?
Hey, Nubius. Welcome, cool cats, funketeers, and all you fine ladies riding the midnight groove. You've just stepped into Season 2 of Black Deth 101. This ain't just a show, baby. This is soul on wax, cinema in the bloodstream, and truth told through a funk-powered megaphone. So strap in, slide low, stay dangerous, because a revolution has found its rhythm. And today, we're talking about Pam Grier in Friday Foster.
And before we get started, spoiler alert, if you didn't see these movies, allow us to be the floodgates. Allow us to open them and let all that funk come in. Check it out, Black cinema at its best. Also, please like, subscribe, and share. And be forewarned, these movies use racially charged language. But here's some language that's not racially charged. Like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you a dime. It helps our algorithm. It helps us keep it funky so we can keep coming back to you week after week with some of the coolest films put on cinema. So, Johnny, give us the dirty lowdown on Friday Foster.
Thank you, Nubius. 1975 was a strange year. Vietnam was done, Nixon was gone, and America was looking sideways at its own reflection because trust was cracked. But the streets were loud, and the people were woke. And this is before woke had a name. Black America wasn't waiting on permission anymore. Now dig this. Cinema felt that shift. It started answering back with funk, fire, and in today's movie, fearless women, because walking right through that smoke is Friday Foster, a former model turned fashion photographer for a major Black-owned magazine, kind of like Jet. Friday don't just shoot pictures, she shoots straight. She refuses to stay in her lane. It's New Year's Eve. She's getting ready for a party. And the editor of the magazine calls. She's normally works with the photographer almost as his assistant. In the comic strip this is based on, she was always more of an assistant that got into adventures. But the editor calls her directly. He can't reach the main photographer. He needs her to get out to the airport, get some pictures of the richest Black man in America, and then get her ass out of there and report back in the morning. Now, Friday, of course, refuses to stay in her lane. She asks questions. She sees things she's not supposed to see. And when she accidentally witnesses an assassination attempt on Black Tar, I'm sorry, that just hit me. How many times have I watched this movie? I didn't realize Blake Tar was like Black Tar.
Right,
Damn.
right.
The wealthiest, most influential Black businessman in the nation. So her instincts kick in. The next day, at the fashion show given by Eartha Kitt, her best friend Cloris is murdered. Now, the night before, Cloris had called her up. Something was wrong. She was in trouble, but Friday didn't have time to listen. And today, well, it's a little too late, and Friday might be the next name on the list. Now, the conspiracy here, it ain't about hustlers. It ain't about street crime. Friday teams up with Private Detective Colt Hawkins, played by the granite voice Yaphet Kotto, whom we last saw in Truck Turner, who a lot of folks know from the original Alien. And what they uncover is a plot aimed at wiping out the entire next generation of Black political leadership. So this is power structure warfare. And Friday is standing in the crosshairs with nothing but courage, instinct, and spine. Pam Grier wasn't playing roles. She was rewriting the rule book. She took parts no one else would touch because that was all Hollywood offered Black women. Then she flipped the table, demanded dignity. She demanded agency. She demanded truth. And Friday Foster is the moment that that revolution clicked. Not skin, not spectacle, spine. And we got a great cast in this one.
This cast, I was just about to say, another one of those embarrassments of riches we have when it comes to the talent in this film. Pam Grier was, she was always a pretty woman. But man, with the work of the Westmores, and Bob Westmore, who was Michael Westmore's father, and his whole family was in Hollywood as makeup artists. But Bob Westmore, I will give this cracker some credit. He knew how to make and light Pam Grier. Her makeup and her hair design, flawless. I think she was the prettiest in this, at her top of her game, Pam Grier, ever.
At her most beautiful, absolutely.
I mean, she was pretty. They didn't have to put her in sexy clothing because she was like a detective and a photojournalist. So she didn't have to look all sexy unless she was going undercover. She looked fantastic. Then you got, like you said, Yaphet Kotto. Who would have thought we would see him as the nice guy in a movie, right? After playing Blue, and when he played Blue in Truck Turner, he was a monster. Here, he was like one of those guys, you're like, this is one cool motherfucker I'd like to go out and have a beer with. Now,
he smiled.
He smiled. He switched that script. And then you get Carl Weathers. He didn't even have a speaking role in this motherfucker, but he was the Black Terminator, right? Chasing after her, he was the Terminator. Pam Grier was Sarah Connors. I just found that to be fucking fantastic. He was great in that. Carl Weathers was intimidating, and he can be in anything he's in, but the fact that they gave him no lines made him scary as fuck, man. Then you have my favorite character, second favorite character, Fancy Dexter, played by Ted Lang from The Love Boat, Isaac, playing a fucking pimp in this movie. But he was a friendly pimp, and he was always trying to get Friday into his stables, and Friday knew what game he was playing. But
But Friday's little brother was playing a game of his own.
Playing a game
little
on
brother,
him.
Cleve.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fancy shows up with an expensive present constantly for Friday because he wants to kind of woo her into his stable. She has no time for that. And Cleve, the little brother, grabs the gifts, the fancy Chanel perfume, the Gucci bag, whatever, runs up and locks it in his closet where he also sits and counts a stack of $1 bills because he's taking these gifts and he's reselling them. He's a little hustler in his own right.
He's a little hustler, yeah. Then we also seen Thalmas Rasulullah, who was last seen in Blackula as the hero in Blackula. He played Blake Tar or Black Tar, no matter how you look at it. The world's richest black man.
Power wrapped in money.
He had money. Again, he had agency. He wasn't out there flaunting it. He wasn't your stereotypical black down on his luck hero or the fancy pimp. He was just a guy who made good and wanted to come back and help the neighborhood and help black people across the country. So that was a really neat spin on his character.
We also have two famous cartoon character voices in this movie.
Oh, of course. Let me see. Am I talking about Scatman Crothers as Noble Franklin, the crooked minister, Hong Kong Philly? And we had Jim Backus playing Enos Griffith, who was fucking Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Hal and Mr. Magoo. Mr. Hal from Gilligan's Island and Mr. Magoo in every Mr. Magoo cartoon.
And Eartha Kitt, like you said
he's the bad guy.
Yeah. And Eartha was a good guy, kinda. She was like, dude, I have to go back and start watching some Eartha Kitt movies because she is a force, man. She's not one of these people in characters. Like, a lot of people really didn't catch Eartha until she was in Boomerang, when she was chasing down Eddie Murphy in that show. But I've read on her life story. Her life story is incredible. She had one daughter. She was one of the few black women who went public of an interracial marriage. Oh, man. She was watched by the FBI. The CIA followed her around thinking that she was a fucking Soviet spy.
She was Catwoman.
She was Catwoman. She was a black Catwoman playing side piece to a Hispanic Joker. And this is in 1966, because Cesar Romero, ladies and gentlemen, was not a white man under that makeup and mustache. He was Cesar motherfucking Romero. And then we had Jeffrey Cambridge, who had a cameo as Ford Malone.
And Godfrey Cambridge in this movie, when the cop mentions his name, he says, and there's a man, if he is a man. We meet him, and he's flamboyant, gay.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love to talk to reporters. But the minute they're done questioning him, and he's done feeding them a line of misdirection bullshit, he hops on the phone call, and he calls Mr. Foley to let him know what's going on. He mentions that Friday has heard the name of Black Widow. He loses that entire gay air. So
Yeah.
for anyone watching this film that thinks, oh no, look how they're portraying gay. No, that's how a gay man was portraying himself to put one over on everyone else around him.
Except when he got killed.
He gets flattened like a
He gets
cartoon
flattened by a
character.
fucking truck. But you're right. He used that external alter ego that let everybody's guard down. Yaphet Kotto was uncomfortable around him. Everybody got uncomfortable and let their guards down. The women were comfortable around him, thinking, well, he doesn't want anything sexually from me. But he
Harmless
got
man.
all that information. It was genius writing on that part, and you couldn't have had a better actor play it. But man,
No.
another villain like Yaphet, who's playing a good guy in this movie because they flipping it. Our favorite Julius Harris is playing fucking Monk Riley, the fucking editor. Who would have thought that motherfucker would have been a nice guy?
You know, I got a cat named Julius.
Is he black?
No, he's orange, but he has that expression on his face.
The one I'm looking at now where he looks like he's ready to punch me in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's another guy, Jason Bernard. I love Jason Bernard and everything he's in. He has that dignified presence about him. He's not the flashy. He's not a physical actor, but he is just like dignified, where he's like gonna defeat you with his intellect type of deal.
Yes.
Who would have thought Jason Bernard I don't think he was 60 years old when he died. He died at a young age. A lot of
No.
these cats did. Thomas Rusala died at a young age.
Yeah. Bernard played Foley in this film, a cat that had real government gravitas, the kind of voice that sound like laws get passed when he clears his throat. Now, he brought Foley that clean, quiet menace, no street noise, no flashy evil, just power. At one point, when they finally got him, he looks over at Blake and says, sorry, I missed you at the airport. Just cold as fucking ice.
That was the most fucked up line ever, because missed him as in bullets didn't get him. Fantastic line. We have a lot of other people. We got like Tony Brubaker, who's a stuntman in every Blaxploitation film. Same as
Yes.
Mel Carter. And our favorite that I think this is only her second film and we never see her again. Alice Joubert. Remember her? From JD's
Yeah.
Revenge, the pretty girl with the giant forehead?
Yep.
She's in this too, but they tried to cover that forehead up with an afro. You notice that shit in this one?
Yes, no. Because it took me a minute to recognize her, and then I was like, oh, yeah, she's the daughter from JD's Revenge,
Yes,
which was
sir.
also directed by Arthur Marks.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You are correct. And Edmund Cambridge played that fucking asshole cop that is now in every fucking movie, except now
And his
it's done by a
tagline
black
was,
guy.
I want a beer.
Yeah. And he was always eating potato chips.
Yeah, he had a bag of potato chips with him even at the fucking funeral.
At the funeral, he was eating potato chips. But yeah,
Unbelievable
great
stuff.
cast.
Just great.
Great cast.
We should get into like the location shooting, the city, the style, the soul, because Friday was shot in Los Angeles and of course Washington D.C. Arthur Marks, you can feel it in every frame. The federal buildings, the wide government steps, and then those West Coast nights. It's not a fantasy city; it's America's power grid as character, somewhat like what Marks did in JD's Revenge, where he made New Orleans an actual character within the film. I feel he did it again here with Washington, D.C. And Friday moves through it in these long coats and high boots, high waisted flares. She wears a crown of confidence. She looks like she stepped out of Ebony magazine, but she moves like she owns the block.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing captures that more than when she went undercover and she's wearing that elegant white outfit to go in to see the senator.
Oh, yeah.
And when she steps out, Yaphet's playing her fucking driver and he has to swallow hardly to open the door for her. And she flicks her hand out to make him grab her by the hand and escort her to the front door, where every driver in that line waiting to put their person inside the building gets out their car. They all stop and they all look at her. I thought that was a really well placed shot. Then the one driver leans into Yaphet saying, like, man, she is so goddamn fine. Something like that to that effect. How, how'd you get her? Shit like that. He said, you have
Yeah.
no idea. Great scene.
Great scene. Also, great soundtrack. The bass line stocks, the wah-wah guitars whisper danger. This was done by Luigi de Jesus. He's a veteran TV and film composer who worked extensively in the 60s and 70s on a lot of the detective and crime shows. His music gives Friday Foster a stalking bass line. There's those tense brass stabs. It promotes that shadowy late night mood and the gritty city after dark pulse. It's funky as hell. That theme song got stuck in my head. Again, Arthur Marks film. The music, like so many of the movies we've been watching, it becomes part of the story.
How about the fucking title sequence? Totally new.
Oh yeah, with the camera.
That was a beautiful title sequence where they just showed her face, and it just made you go, you know what? This may not be the greatest movie, but I'm gonna enjoy it because it looks like she was so happy filming that title sequence. Again, it really disarmed you. It made you want to just sit back and go, you know what? I could be doing something else, but I'm gonna watch this movie because, again, that title sequence was fantastic.
Great point. And I think that one of the words I could use to describe the whole film is charming and disarming. I mean, when Yaphet Kotto looks like a guy you'd like to crack jokes with.
Yeah, instead of cracking skulls with.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, in this film where Pam Grier ain't just dodging bullets, she's protecting her young brother Cleve, whom we talked about
He
earlier.
shows up and disappears. It shows up and
Comes
disappears.
up and disappears. He's on his own a lot, but you get the feeling because you never find out who their father or mother is. So Cleve sort of represents the future standing behind here. And Cleve is going to be out doing fancy before long, is the impression I'm getting.
Yeah, I would not be. He would be more fancy than Colt Hawkins. How about that?
Absolutely. And if Friday failed in this, Cleve would fall into the system.
Right, right.
So her fight ain't just about getting to the truth. It's certainly not about revenge this time. It's about guarding tomorrow, about unity, self respect, black power. Let me say this clean and honest. This film could have played a little cleaner. The nudity isn't what made this movie
Not really.
powerful. No, it was Friday's mind and courage, her spine. There I go again with the word spine today. I seriously think this might have been a bigger hit had they managed to get that PG-13 rating. But I don't know. Do you think that nudity was in her contract, in that
I
5-film contract?
it could be, but what I don't understand is it wasn't excessive. She was taking a
No.
shower. You seen a side boob. She covered up and ran down a fucking hallway wrapped in a towel. That was it. You never seen another half naked woman, even when she went to see her girlfriend, played by Rosalind Miles. How was her name?
She does hop in a hot tub.
Yeah, she hot, but all that stuff could have been easily
Yes.
with a
No,
camera. It didn't need to be there. It really didn't, because the show itself, I looked at it, it wasn't campy, but I looked at it as if this makes any sense, a more serious episode of the 1966 Batman. And I ain't saying much
a
when it
little
comes to
bit.
serious. It's very bright. The colors pop. Again,
Very
it's
happy.
they have a good subject matter, but they're not deep with it. People get shot and killed. Cops run into bullets in this movie for some reason. And at the end, you have the black on black crime, as they like to call it, where everybody's going, you don't know who's on whose team, shooting each other with a helicopter, rocket launchers. But
They got AIP to spring for a helicopter rental. They made sure they got everything, every penny out of that. I
no
mean, what is
shit.
that, like an endless shot as it approaches the building? Then again, it shows up at the end.
And I'm pretty sure they shot that all in one day, so they didn't have to get a double rental.
Of course. But again, I think that, I do appreciate the nudity, but this could have been PG and still hit like thunder.
Yep. Did you realize that Rosalind Miles, who plays what was her name? Cloris?
Cloris. Cloris.
Cloris. You know she
Cloris
was married to
Boston.
Jim Kelly, right?
No.
Yeah. You know, she was married to Jim Kelly for a fucking minute.
Wow. That I did
I
not
didn't know
know.
that. Yep, she was married to Jim Kelly from 73 to 77. And then she married Todd Davis from 79 to 2013. And
Wow.
she's been around for a hot minute, you know.
And she's not
But
in this for a long time, but
no, no.
she's the friend that's panicking and calling Friday at the beginning, but Friday blows her off. They then kinda hook up at the fashion show.
I wish I had friends that called me and babbled on like she did. Call, tell me what the fuck you want, and then we'll see what happens. She calls, gives no details. She's babbling. She talks in circles, and then I'll see you later. And then when she sees her later, I'll talk to you about it in a minute. By the time she's ready to talk, she's got a knife in her back.
She comes out right at the end of the fashion show and drops dead with a knife in her. That ruined Eartha Kitt's fashion show, but she didn't have long to be upset about it. So we've got shootouts in this movie, some really tense, great shootouts. It starts at the beginning. Friday has to go get those pictures of Blake, as I said. To get into the airport, this is Dulles in Washington. To get in there in the secure area, she goes up to the security guard and says, "I'm looking for my friend Leroy, my man." And he's like, "Leroy's not here." And she goes, "Well, I brought him this bottle. Why don't you take it?" And he's okay. He takes it. He lets her in. Then he lets her know, "By the way, there's no Leroy working here."
Yeah, there's no way this guy's keeping a job after all those cops got shot, and he's getting a free bottle of hooch.
What I wanted to know was, how did Friday Neck get arrested? She sneaks on with the security guard knowing she's sneaking on. The guy gets almost shot. Half the cops there get killed. Then there's a great car chase with one of those semi-inexplicable explosions we love.
Yeah, yeah, they just pour gasoline on just random shit.
Yeah, and then throw a match and catch it. And it's not the only car chase, because at the funeral for Cloris, Friday recognizes the killer. He takes off. She runs, and the only thing she can grab to chase him in is the hearse. She goes chasing after him in the hearse. Later, the same thing happens, and she steals a milk truck.
Yeah, she steals everything. And the thing is, she never gets in trouble for any of this stuff. We were talking
No.
earlier before we started recording that you said that this was a woman's film written by a man's perspective. And nothing screams that out more than this
Yes.
film. Because as much as capable as Friday is as a character and the agency she has as a character, they make her do like the atypical, for the lack of a better term, blonde bombshell stupidity things. Like go into places she knows she needs help with. Go into places where a killer who you know is a fucking murderer with a gun, you're going in there and you're armed with a fucking camera bag. Stupid shit like that. Going in there with high heel shoes on, knowing you can't run. A lot of stupid shit. They put her in a lot of stupid fucking positions, but nothing is to compare to her stupid position she's put in than that plaid jacket Carl Weathers had on during the fashion show. It stood out more than any of the fashions there. It was like, look at me. I don't belong here. I'm a killer. I'm a black guy in a bright red fucking plaid jacket. And he wore the same shit at the funeral.
Oh, man. When Friday Foster went into production, the studio really wanted to tone Pam Grier down. They wanted to make her softer, quieter, more decorative, less dangerous, but Pam wasn't having it. She went straight to the producers and said, in plain language, Friday doesn't need to be rescued. She is the rescue. So she personally pushed to reshape the script, cutting scenes that made her more passive. She helped add lines that made her investigative and assertive and more unafraid, maybe even moments when she should have been afraid. Because
Right.
running into that warehouse, what the fuck was she thinking?
I wouldn't have chased him. That's for sure.
He had a gun. She had her purse.
And he's Carl Weathers. You keep forgetting that part.
Oh, yeah, he could have just punched her. He could have been in the next room and punched her.
He could have punched the wall. She could have been next to the wall and still got knocked out. But she went in there, tiptoeing through this fucking dusty ass warehouse. Carl Weathers is just waiting for her. And then the cops come and arrest her, which I found funny. Then you got to get Julius Harris to bail her out.
The assassin was right there.
Yeah, and how did he get away?
Makes no sense. They had her. They just want to call for a matron to search her.
Yeah, you seen that shit, right?
I did.
That was kind of creepy.
A little more behind the scenes. When Eartha Kitt arrived on set, she didn't treat the role like the cameo it was. She walked onto the set in full character. She would never allow anyone to rush her. She took her time. She was never loud. She just glided through the room like she owned the building. Crew members were saying that once Eartha sat down in wardrobe, the whole energy shifted. The lights got quieter, people spoke softer, and even the cameras seemed to behave. And Pam adjusted her performance to match Eartha's rhythm, not to compete, but to counterbalance. And that's why their scenes feel like two queens circling that same throne. No shouting, just controlled power, no
A
grandstanding,
lot
the
of
kind of
polite
magic.
smiling.
Exactly. And that's the kind of magic that don't come from the script. That comes from two legends that knew exactly who they were.
I agree. That whole setup was really kind of cool because if you're not paying attention, you're not looking for it. It's just another scene. But we are both watching this with the same set of eyes because I picked that up too. It was like two alpha females just waiting to see what was going to happen with the other. Now, turn that around and you got Yaphet playing me at the back of a fashion show. Cause Yaphet was literally living my dream. When Yaphet went to behind the scenes to check on Eartha Kitt's character, and all those half-naked women are flopping around, and Yaphet looked like he was at a fucking buffet, Jack. He was smiling and he was wiping his forehead, he was sweating, he was the happiest motherfucker in the world in this movie. Friday had to pull him out of there, and he didn't want to go, and I couldn't blame him because I wouldn't have wanted that for either. But that's when they found Eartha. Somebody had killed her character off, dead. I thought
Dead?
Madame Rena was going to make it through the movie, but nope, she didn't.
No, she did not. She knew too much. As we said earlier, we get a lighter, happier Yaphet, but that doesn't mean he took the role lightly. He told producers that Colt ain't comic relief, that he's the conscience of the film. So several of his lines were rewritten, leaner, quieter, a bit heavier, so that when he speaks, it sounds more like judgment than noise. That's why every word he drops feels deliberate. Well, he's Yaphet. Of course it
Yeah.
feels deliberate. It feels like he's weighing the room before he lets truth fall. He didn't want Colt to be flashy. He wanted him to be solid. And I think that choice gives the movie its backbone. Because while Friday is the flame, Colt is the stone that holds the fire in place.
And speaking of Colt's scene with Yarborough, the assassin played by Carl Weathers, they have that great chase scene that starts on the ground, gets to the top of the buildings, and these motherfuckers are jumping from building to building. Cinematography was on point with this shit. These guys are jumping, be it them or their stunt doubles, without a fucking net, building to building. It is very good. For the money that they had in this movie and for it to be a wink wink blaxploitation film, this looked like one of them old school Steve McQueen joints where Steve is running, they would save that for something that he would do, running across the rooftops and getting into shooting matches and then run out of bullets. Then these two fucking giant men are beating the fucking piss out of each other. Very good shit, man. That was probably next to the fucking the nudie scene at the fucking at the scene at the fucking modeling agency. This was my favorite scene because this was like, yo, we gave you the sexy. Now we gonna give you some fucking crazy masculine bullshit, and you don't get no more masculine than fucking Yaphet Kotto and Carl Weathers beating the fucking piss out of each other on a rooftop. Great shit.
Excellent shit. Just again, this film If it wasn't for the nudity, I'd say it's great for the whole family. But if your family was like my family, then you don't care if your kids watch nudity or violence. Makes them
Exactly.
grow up stronger, harder. Again, this is a film where, well, Pam Grier doesn't get a gun in this movie. She's got a camera, and the camera ain't a prop. It's power. In the 70s, controlling images meant controlling truth. Who got seen? Who got erased? Who gets believed? Friday holding that camera means she's already dangerous to the people around her before she even swings her bag or throws a punch because she documents, she exposes, and she preserves memory. So her lens in this film is her first weapon.
But her other two weapons weren't bad neither. Let's be real.
Not at all. And I have to say that having her in the shower for that first incident, I'm like, little gratuitous, but she felt vulnerable. And Pam
Right,
Grier
right,
doesn't ever
because
feel
she
vulnerable.
had nothing. She just had her wits. She had to knock that door open and take off with a towel and run fast enough. So, I applaud that. I do, because like you said, you're not used to seeing her without a weapon, like a gun or a knife. She had none of that shit. She just got lucky that one woman and her family was, like, coming home to their apartment.
Are you entertaining at this time of day?
Right, right. Yarborough entertaining. Yarborough just, like, turned around and walked away. But later on towards the third act, when they would go to Scatman Crawford's place where they had all the black leaders of looked like of America hanging out at a fucking cabin somewhere in the
Jericho.
mountains. And then you had all the evil villains that were hired by Charles Foley, Jason Bernard's character. And they had it was like a scene out of the fucking A-Team, wasn't it? A lot of fucking machine gun fire, shit blowing up, people getting shot. Same guy you seen shot 5 minutes ago popped back up and he's running around with a different jacket on. It was some great shit. I love that type of shit.
Yeah, so do I.
And then Yaphet chases Jason Bernard through the fucking woods on foot. It is the funniest thing. And when he catches him, I don't know why he said this line. I don't know what it meant, but I wish I would have done this shit when I was a kid. But you can't do it unless you got an audience of people watching you do it. And he's like, 2 + 2 = what? Pow! And he punches him in the face. 4. 4 + 4 = what? Pow! And he punches him in the face. 8. I'm like, this is cool. It makes no fucking sense, but this is cool. Because what did it really mean? I didn't understand any of that shit. I just thought it was funny that he was teaching basic mathematics while kicking this dude's ass.
It's hilarious, man. He really took him to school. This is just a really good, upbeat, action-y conspiracy movie with all your favorite actors in it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. What are you
Yeah,
waiting
you
for?
have nothing to lose, man. It's fun.
It's been 50 years.
Exactly. If Superfly was too harsh for you and the reality of the drug game was too harsh for you, watch this shit and you're gonna be going like, wow. Friday could have easily been another comic book character because Friday was a comic strip character. If you put a mask on her, she could have been any other comic book hero fighting crime and having her faithful, I wouldn't say sidekick, but partner in Yaphet Kotto being her muscle, going up against not just it wasn't even the man. It was the black man in this one, which is a good twist. Nobody's paying attention. Where, Jason Bernard's character was trying to get all the black leaders in America all in a bunch, kill them all, and substitute them with his people. And I guess that
Yes.
Jason Bernard answered to the evil Enos Griffith, played by Jim Backus, which is just so fucking funny that your head kingpin is fucking Mr. Magoo or Thurston Howell III. Yeah, he was the man, but he didn't have a big part in it. But again,
No,
what are you waiting
literally
for?
in the shadows.
And the villains that we're used to seeing are the good guys. Scatman, he was kind of like the middle dude. He was the minister trying to get laid. You had Julius Harris, who's always a villain. Good guy. Yaphet, good guy. Carl Weathers, bad guy. You see how they flipped the roles. Thalmus, good guy. Dude, again, embarrassment of riches when it comes to fucking casting. The movie is bright, it's vibrant. The music keeps, like you said, the music keeps the tempo of the film. It keeps everything moving forward. You have very little downtime in it. If you consider that shower scene downtime, there's these little blue pills I like to tell you about. And anyhow, there was no
Man,
downtime.
Friday Foster is a funky, fearless prophecy about a black woman who controls her own image, uncovers a government-level conspiracy aimed at silencing black political power, refuses to bow, run, or disappear. It isn't about fists. Again, this is about truth, future, and spy. And a sister with a camera walks into the lion's den and walks out with the system exposed. I can dig it.
You can dig it. I can dig it. Everyone should watch this movie so you can dig it as well. This was Friday Foster. Again, it wasn't as, I can't say violent or sexy because it was all that, but you'll see it. When you see it, you'll know what we're talking about. It's
It's
fun.
more upbeat, where in Coffee, you're kind of down and dazed no matter how much you love the film just by going through it. Whereas this, you walk out feeling uplifted.
Yeah, yeah.
It's groovy, man.
Good point. So if you want to really get down with that, like, subscribe, share. Doesn't cost you a dime. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and on YouTube. What are you waiting for? Get down with the brown. We are here to escort you through all these films, and we couldn't do it without you. Give us a little input. Anything will help.
Yeah, let us know what you like.
Yeah,
Today's movie was actually a request from Reddit. And hey, to everyone on Reddit, like Silver Wheels, who messaged me on Facebook. His name's Robert. He's a good guy. I was looking at some of our stats, and we are rated, not that we have a lot of ratings yet, but we are rated in the top 5% of highest rated shows on Spotify. So go out there, bring us up on Spotify, and rate us 5 stars. Let's keep this going. Give us a
Sounds
thumbs up
cool.
on YouTube. And we will be back here with another movie. We're coming back with, you want to cross 110th Street?
I don't know, man, because it ain't the happy-go-lucky fucking Yaphet Kotto we seen in this one.
No, it's not.
This 110th Street, across 110th Street, is the prototype for NYPD Blue, for The Wire, for The Shield. You name any fucking hardcore, nail-biting police drama, this one did it first.
It's an early one.
Yeah, so come back and check us out. This is what we're going to get to. We're going to cross 110th. What is that show called again? 110th.
Across 110th Street with a great
We
theme
are
song,
going
too.
across 110th Street. I'm losing my fucking mind right now, but it's all good. I'll have it back by the next time y'all hear it. But come back and check us out. Same black time.
Same black channel.
Peace.
She walked in with a pistol and a twist of style, afro shining, lips curled in a feline smile. From Foxy Brown to coffee with that boom bap strut. If trouble showed its face, she'd light it up. She served revenge with a cold, cool flash, down a whole mob with just her glare. She's the queen of the screen, no fear in the eyes, kicking down doors in her platform highs with a shotgun soul and a tiger stare. Ain't no one funkier than Pam Grier. Yeah. She, but baby, got that southern heat, rolling in the caddy, never missing a beat. Friday Foster had a lens on lock, taking names and photos all around the block. When she swung that purse, you knew it was war. Sugar, spice, and a whole lot more.